Hello everybody, today I'm going to talk to you about balancing equations and a couple of things I like to do just to make life a little bit easier. First thing I'm going to introduce you to are a couple of the steps that we're going to follow. Step 1, we're going to box it. Step 2, we're going to split it. Step 3, we're going to see what's in the boxes. Step 4, we're going to balance it. And step 5, we're going to check it. And there's only one rule we like to abide by here in my classroom, is that hydrogen sucks. Yes, we hate hydrogen. And therefore, when we balance equations, we always leave it to the last. Reasons why we leave it last is it usually sorts itself out. If we tend to start with it, we tend to find that it kind of confuses things and makes things more complicated than it should. So, simple rule, leave hydrogen to last. So, in order to start this, our first step would be to box it. Now, here we've got sodium, chlorine, and sodium chloride. Now, have I told you my joke about sodium? Nah. This way we won't get it confused with something like sulfur, which is a capital S. But first thing we are going to do is box it. So first thing we'll do is put a lovely box around sodium. Next thing we're going to do is put another box around chlorine. And look at the last one around this lovely sodium chloride down the back there. Now we've boxed it, very simple. Our next rule is to split it. What we're going to do is put a lovely line down there, line down there. We've split our sides up because this side is our reactants and this side is our products. Now consider these two sides like you and your siblings. Everything on this side has to be exactly the same on that side. For instance, if I gave you a bowl of M&Ms, I guarantee your sibling will count their bowl to make sure that the amount of M&Ms that they have matches the amount that you have. Well, same concept here. Everything that's on this side has to have the exact same amount on this side. So, step 3, let's find out how much of everything we have. And now, before I do start that, I would like to highlight the importance of these boxes. By trapping everything in a box, you are kind of making it its logo. Just like NaCl is now its logo, this is what you would order on a lovely site like Amazon. All right, you can only order it in. If you want chlorine on this side, you have to get it in the box that has sodium with it as well. This box of chlorine comes in a pair of 2. This box of sodium comes as a single item. Now you cannot change these, just like if you were to take something like Coke and add a couple more zeros, you would end up with Kook. It's a completely different thing, right? It will not be the same thing that you were ordering from the cafe, I promise you that. Now, so please, do not change anything in the box. Once they are trapped in the box, that's it, stuck in the box. Next thing, let's find out what's in the box. We're going to actually work out what's in each of these boxes, what's in each side of this lovely line down the middle. So the first one, we've got sodium. Notice how there is no number down the bottom. No number down the bottom does mean that it is a 1. So I've got 1 sodium. If I've got chlorine on the side here, that number down the bottom says 2, so I've got 2 chlorines. Cl, Cl. Please notice how I'm doing columns for them. This makes life a little bit easier later on. So, on the other side, I have 1 sodium, and I have 1 chlorine. Notice how there's no number down the bottom there. There's no number down the bottom there. That means they're a 1. If they didn't have a number down there, or it wasn't 1, I wouldn't put 0 because then I'd have to put every single element in the periodic table, which isn't feasible. So if I put that there, it means I've got 1 of them. Remember, that number down the bottom just says I've got 2 lots of this. So, first thing we have done was box them. Second thing we did was split it. Third thing, we found out what was in the boxes. Step 4, balance it. Remember, this is where our hydrogen rule comes into place. We have no hydrogen, so we can ignore that rule, and we can actually look to see if we've got equal amounts on either side. First one's got 1 sodium, 1 sodium. This side's got 2 chlorines, and only 1 chlorine on this side. Which means I now have to order 2 chlorines. But I can't change what's in the box, so I cannot put the number down there. Which means I have to order 2 boxes of NaCl, which means I put my number out the front. By placing it out the front, it says it is 2 times everything that's in the box. It means I have 2 sodiums, so let's put another sodium down there, 2 sodiums, 1, 2, 2 chlorines, 1, 2. Now my chlorines match up, but if we look, oh, I got 1 sodium on this side, 2 on that side. I need to change this number on this side. Now remember, I cannot change what's in the box, which means I can only put a number outside the box, which means I'm going to put a 2 outside this box, because now it says I've got 2 times whatever's in the box, which means I now have 2 sodiums. If I'm checking this, I can go very simply down to my next part, check it. 1, 2, 1, 2. My sodiums are now balanced. 1, 2, 1, 2. My chlorines are balanced. Notice how there's nothing that is not checked off. That means that this chemical equation is balanced.